What's up, guys? It's not. All right. Okay. Sorry. I was busy with the light. Okay. Cool. Um, good morning. Sorry, I don't know why. Okay. Good morning. Good evening. Good night. Whatever time you're watching this video, it is currently. It is currently. What is it? Thursday, April 13th. 13th. Yeah. Thursday, April 13th, 2023. It's currently 6:35 p.m. I just arrived at home. And I feel like doing a word a day in the car because it's nice outside. Why not, you know? I hope you guys are having a great day. If your day's just starting, I hope you have a great day. And if your day's coming towards the end and it wasn't so great, do something to make it great because you still have time. There's always time. I'm probably gonna do that word of the day like probably tomorrow or like soon to explain what that whole thing means. But I've pretty much explained it before. But yeah. Today's word of the day though. Inspired by or brought to you by reflection of my own. These are all from my own reflection, obviously, but like reflection of my emotions recently. Excuse me. Because that's important. And I want to relay that to you guys. So today's word of the day is, in fact, let go of all expectations. Now, in life, we develop and live our lives and continue to grow, and we see patterns or we see things occur in history or just in our own experiences, and from that point on, we expect it. Well, that's good or bad. There's sometimes, even if we don't like to admit it, we have expectations of everything, or things like people, things from people, things from our work life, things from our just lives in general. We expect things to go a certain way. We don't expect things to go wrong, or we don't expect things to be the best in certain scenarios. If we're having a not so great day, we're expecting, or like a not so great moment in the beginning of the day, we expect the rest of that day to be bad. And that's just generally a thing. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, something is wrong with it, but it's normal because we're all human. You know what I mean? And today's word of the day discusses what it means to remove expectations because of how many we have in life and how much that kind of takes away from what we do have. Expectations are more so waiting for them to come while you already have things there. You know what I mean? You're waiting for something in the future while in the present moment. That's what expectation is, in my opinion. And living in anything but the present takes away from the present. It takes away from everything you go through in life. You know what I mean? If you're so worried about expecting something in the future, if you're expecting something from, doing a certain amount of work, if you're expecting something to come out of this, and you don't get it, it's almost like a disappointment. You feel saddened by it. You don't find that much joy. And it takes away from the journey that it took to get to that little point where you expected something to go right. You know what I mean? And to switch gears into like expectations that are most common, expecting things to go right or expecting things from people. Because in life, we expect people to be there. We expect certain people to understand. We expect certain people to appreciate. We expect certain people to be upset or mad or whatever the case may be. Sometimes we expect things from people, or a lot of the times we expect things from people. However, from most of my experiences and from experiences I've seen, having expectations from people is very unreliable. You know what I mean? Because people will change and we all change. We all change our minds. Sometimes we don't think rationally. Our rationality are different. Our rationalities are different. Like I said in another word of the day, common sense isn't so common. You know what I mean? What we believe is rational may be irrational to someone else. And as a result, their reaction or their actions may be different from what we expect of them. And sometimes it hurts. You know what I mean? If you expect someone to be there for you and they're not there, it's almost like, wow. You know what I mean? That's a daunting experience. If you expect someone to be mad at something you're going to say and then they're being relaxed, you're like relieved a little bit. But either way, those are both two different things. But at the end of the day, they came with expectations and they brought different emotions. You know what I mean? They brought emotions that were kind of unnecessary. And you don't need anything unnecessary in life because life is so short to be full of unnecessary things. You know what I mean? So what I'm trying to get at is when you expect things from people or just life or just situations, it only brings it brings more bad than good in most cases, if that makes sense. Because let's say your expectations are met and you're like, wow, okay, cool, and you're okay with that. But if those aren't the expectations you have, you are almost distraught. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have turmoil. Sometimes you're confused. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that can just happen due to expectations that were not met. And putting expectations on others too sometimes isn't fair to them. You know what I mean? Because different people are living their lives in different ways, and they have their own ways of doing things. And like I said before, people are changing. People are different. You're not the same person you were a year ago. You know what I mean? It's just honestly a thing. So for someone to have expectations of you that were fit to you a year ago compared to who you are now wouldn't be fair to you. You know what I mean? It's almost like limiting you. So in that same sense, why would you want to limit someone else? Why would you put expectations upon someone else if it's not reliable? If this person is bound to change? If this person, or if this situation, let's not even say put person, because I'm saying person because that's the most easiest way I can relate it, but just let's just say this situation. Let's just say you always expect the situation to go this way. When you do that, it stops you from wanting to explore it. It stops you from wanting to understand things in a better way, or just having new experiences. Because let's just say, let's say you spin a wheel, right? And 3 times in a row, you get the number 2. Now in your head, you're expecting, I'm going to get the number 2 again. You know what I mean? But you never know what might happen. That number is not going to be guaranteed. That this number just kind of happened. It's probability. It might have just always happened at that time, but the next one might be 3. You know what I mean? But you stop yourself from understanding or just trying things from having certain expectations in situations. You know what I mean? So the best I can recommend in terms of removing all expectations is living life more presently. Don't worry about what's going to happen, what you think is going to happen, what you're worried about happening, what you expect to happen, all of that stuff. Don't expect anything to happen in the future. Live now. Live in your present self and understand it. Be more mindful of what you're currently going through. If you have decisions you're making, if you have things you want to experience, don't expect anything from them, because there's a chance you might get disappointed. But if you walk in without any expectation, you don't have a chance for disappointment because you didn't expect anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, okay, well, now I know. You know what I mean? Or like, oh, okay, that was an experience I understood. I don't think I'm going to do that again. You know what I mean? So certain stuff like that. And, you know, it's all a learning experience, and it takes time. You can't automatically just flip a switch and be like, oh, okay, I'm not going to expect anything at all, and I'm fine, and I'm you know. But at least be mindful of it. Be aware of it. If you find yourself expecting something, try to adjust it. Just try to walk into it with an open mind. Don't walk into it holding on to previous experiences or previous feelings or whatever you've done or whatever the case may be. Walk into it with an open mind. I'm not saying do stupid stuff. Don't walk in saying like, oh, I'm gonna try crack because I expect crack to be bad, but I'm gonna remove it. You know what I mean? You know, I always say crack as an example of like what I don't mean. I'm sorry for that, but that's the best way I can describe it. But I'm just saying in those certain situations, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, it's like, oh, okay. You can always act upon those things. Like, let's say you want to go to someone because you expect them to be there for you. You can still go to that person, but don't hold on to the expectation so tightly. You know what I mean? You still have people there, but just try to let go of those expectations of them. It not only allows you to let go of disappointment, but it allows you to be more grateful for those that are present and meet those expectations that you've had. You know what I mean? And you know, expectations just have caused me to, you know, be more devastated about things than I would have if I just didn't expect anything at all and just kind of went with it. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm telling you guys this. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I thank you guys so much for watching these videos, supporting me, subscribing, liking the videos, whatever the case, post notifications, anything. Just watching these videos all the way through. Like, as I said, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I thank you guys, and stay blessed. Have a wonderful day. I hope you guys enjoyed your day today, because it's beautiful weather. And what's there not to enjoy about beautiful weather? You know, I gotta beat 10 minutes, so I got like a few seconds. All right, love y'all. God bless y'all. Appreciate y'all. AD is out.